Having been a professional triathlete for quite a while now, the past 5-6 years, and more specifically in the last 2 years worth of long course training for 70.3 and full distance Ironmans,
I feel like I've just been punched in the face.
It's absolutely essential that you get the conditioning in all three disciplines. You've got to put in those long, hard efforts. Make sure that you're fully conditioned and ready to do a full distance or 70.3. And that's not just in the sessions, that's organising your life in and around that to be able to actually complete them to the right intensity and be able to recover. Hard sessions that condition you.
I mean, not that bad, there's 0 right.
Oh, ready.
3. I feel like I've just been punched in the face. Just done a 4K main set in the pool and then a run. But the set was 2 800s, 2 600s, 2 400s, 2 200s. So all just under, on and then over threshold. So pretty tough, especially at the back end because it's long course. We're down the bay in Cardiff International Pool. And it just means that the muscles and the arms get quite loaded up, especially towards the end. So I think it's really good. I love the session. I think it's fundamental for me in particular to get nice and conditioned for 70.3 and full distance racing. But it is a tough session and they come around all too often. But no, it's good. Really enjoy it. But I do feel pretty awful. It's Tuesday. Had a hard bike session yesterday as well. So just means that things are ticking along nicely, but that overall fatigue from the Monday, Tuesday is quite high. Got another bike to do this afternoon, not a session per se, but definitely one that will take it out of the legs a little bit more, and then another run this afternoon. So I tend to, on a Tuesday, do a swim session hard, then a run for about 10-12k, then another bike session in the afternoon, and then another run which is about 6 or 7k. Oh. I'm still commuting back and forth from Aberkenfig. Hopefully be back in the house sometime soon. Keep saying that, but it's getting there, definitely. But that's still taking it out of me, which is again adding to that fatigue. But the bonus is that this January has actually been really good for training. I've plugged in a good few hours each week, probably north of 28, so 29 hours, close to 30 hours, which is great because before I head out on camp, I want that volume under me. I want a good base under me worth of kind of those harder intensity sessions as well, because, you know, you can roll through volume, but it's the total training load that I'm looking for before camp so that I can really put in a bit of a shift. So there's a spike in that kind of total training load, TSS or whatever it is. And yeah, get a little bit of stimulus before heading back to Cardiff and then resting, recovering, and then probably going back out to Lanzarote for another couple of weeks because that worked really well last year. So yeah, done my morning training now. Gonna head back to the house, do a bit of work there, jump on a few client calls, and then this afternoon get on the turbo, which is set up in the house, which is great. And because we now have a toilet, so I can actually hop on and off beforehand and after and during, whatever. And then yeah, see how it goes. But I'm pretty tired today. Looking forward to camp, but also I kind of want to be working on the house and being with them, so we'll see. I think it'll be good for training, but other life things which are exciting, not so much. So yeah, catch you later. I was about to hang up.
Hello. I'm holding Daisy. Okay, let's just start barking. Ready?
I see.
You okay? Okay?
Yeah, good. I was just missing you, that's all.
Aww. Uncle Josh is missing me, Daisy. Aww.
So these big, long, hard days, Tuesday is a very hard day for me. It starts off with that 5.5K swim with a 4K main set, into a run usually, onto the bike, and then another run in the evening. That's a big, long, hard day, and it's tough to complete, but it's also really important that I get that big stimulus in there on the maybe Monday and Tuesday before recovering on Wednesday, for that overcompensation, that kind of like overtraining, loading day, if you will. Because at the end of the day, these are hard events. Triathlon is a tough event, especially if you're doing like the longer distances, but the shorter distances as well. And it's absolutely essential that you've got the conditioning of those long hours within that day. Because you say this is a 6-hour day, you're going out and doing potentially 8 hours or more in a full distance, or a half distance. You're doing 4 to maybe 6 or 7 hours if you're an amateur. Those are long days, and you need to be ready for those. Like, you can't expect to be able to execute those without having done those days in the past. So yeah, maybe I don't do a full 8-hour training day regularly at all when it comes to training for a full distance, but there's a lot of these compiled like 5-6 hour days, loading days, before having to recover and then go again. So yeah, I think they're really, really important, and they should never be underestimated.
To break them for creative effect. Sometimes unconventional compositions can make a scene stand out, and this is your best way to create your own style by trying different things that are especially out the ordinary. If you think your idea is weird,
I personally love them. I can't get enough of them. I love a loading day. I would do loading day upon loading day upon loading day if I could, but you can only improve from what you can recover from, and I don't think I'd be able to recover from that. It's just too difficult. So yeah, no, it's really good to be able to do those days, but then also recover. So look, I do a 6-hour Wednesday, right? But it's all low intensity recovery. So there's obviously nuances to how the program's set out and how I execute the program in terms of like intensity, loading, unloading, etc. But for me, and specifically me, I can actually recover off of that long Wednesday, long low aerobic Wednesday, whereas other people might not be able to do that just because of their training history or whatever it is. So it's really important that you and your coach, do use a coach, come up with a sustainable program for you week in, week out that's actually going to be enabling you to improve.
This has just been an easy aerobic ride, holding about 225 watts, about between 100 and 104 BPM. Pretty straightforward. I think it's nothing too much. It's just to get an aerobic load into my legs and also pump the heart a little bit. And usually on a Tuesday I run straight off of it. So the idea being that effectively you don't have to do an hour worth of running before you get into a certain aerobic zone. It's like straight off the bike, you're in that aerobic zone, and you can just crack on. However, today I've got a few calls. I had a client call before the ride, which is fine, but I've also got a potential sponsorship call with one of my new sponsors, which I'll go into more details with in some other videos. But I need to do that straight after this. Then I've got to drive home after helping my dad in the bathroom in the new house, and then I'll run with Emily later. So it's a bit of a hectic day. It's kind of been like that for the past 5 or 6 weeks, but getting it done, that's the main thing. As easy as possible. It's nice to have the turbo set up in the new place. And yeah, just rolling with it. This has been fine. My legs have been a bit tired today, as previously mentioned. I've come back okay after the swim. I think I had a Greg's baguette, some more fuel, flapjack, and a few drinks before getting on the bike, and I think that's helped me quite a bit. So all in all, it's ticking along nicely. We'll see how this run goes later and how long it takes me and my dad to do this bathroom. Okay, so we're getting there. This is usually a 90-minute ride, goes up to about 2 hours in the summer, just to get some extra load. I usually run straight off the back of it so that I'm already in a certain aerobic zone. Not really to do with the brick, it's not really why I do it, it's more, I guess it is a brick, but it's more to do with making sure that I'm already running in that aerobic zone. Like, for example, if you do an hour's running, anything after that is doing efficiency and some other metabolic things, whereas you obviously have to run an hour before you get there. If you do that on the bike instead, then it's reducing that run load, which is also why I run straight after swimming. However, today that's not happening. I'm helping my dad out in the bathroom in the new house to try and get that done, and then heading home to have a Aberkenfig to see Emily and run with her. She's got a bit of a session, and that'll help motivate me to get out as well. So I've got a meeting with a new sponsor straight after this, so hopefully that all goes well. I'll let you know more about that in upcoming weeks. But yeah, gotten over my swim and run fatigue from this morning, and it's more of a case of had my Greg's baguette, had a bit more fuel, had a flapjack, and some other bits and pieces, hydrated, and now just finishing off this ride before cracking on with some housework, and then a run this evening after driving back for 40 minutes or so. But getting it done, and that's the main thing, and can't really complain too much about it. It's all going.
I think that's one of the great things that I've managed to do with athletes that I've worked with Entire, because they're seeing this week in, week out, and look, it becomes a week that isn't necessarily going to overstretch them all the time. Every now and again, yes, 100% it will do, but they'll be able to roll through this week and execute it as planned, and it won't be too taxing on their day-to-day life. Hopefully, in theory, it shouldn't be. But eventually, those stimuluses will enable them to be a lot better than what they were. And yes, there's overtraining, and there's loading days, there's all sorts of stuff that goes into that, and yes, they're going to get tired. But it's that balance, isn't it? It's the balance of being able to actually execute the training as planned at the right intensities versus overtraining, overloading, and being able to recover and go again. So you really have to be careful with how you do the plans, how you do execute the sessions, and that's where coaching comes in, and I try and help people achieve that. But for myself in particular, I kind of know what I'm doing now. Like, I get a very good feel of it throughout the week, but that has taken years. That's taken literally 6-7 years for me to actually be able to do. Like, yeah, sure, I think I've got it for the past couple of years, so maybe like 4 or 5 years it's taken me to actually understand my own body properly. But now I'm like able to I'm much better at feeling it out, getting through a week, getting through a month, getting through 365 days a lot more efficiently and better in terms of improving and getting my training done. What's a bit funny? Your
my headphones. So sometimes, right, they've been charging all night and I've put them in, but they haven't made the ba-doom sound, so they're not on. Only this one's on.
Yeah, that's AirPods for you. Not always the best at connecting to the...
But then, right, if I put this one in the case and I do this special trick where I push it down, close the lid, I bet it'll make the noise. No, they might actually be broken.
Right, let's go.
Shall we use yours? Okay, you're right.
Second run of the day. About 7k. I'm gonna do Emily's session. She's doing runner. So yeah, just gonna do her plan, which is some hill reps, which ties in quite nicely to what I want to do. You mean not that bad? There's 0 light.
That's too steep.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't usually do hill reps, so it's going to pinch a little bit, and I'm tired, really tired.
Seconds 3 times, then 60 seconds 4 times, and 30 seconds 4 times. So we run up and jog back down, and then I think we have like 10 seconds left.
Done quite a few now. 10 seconds.
Ready?
3. So, I don't know, how many have we done, Em? How many have we done? 3, 4, 5, 6? Done 8 so far. I've been doing 30-second reps. Em's been doing a combination of 90 and 60, and now 30-second reps. Just jogging down the hill now, back to our start point.
Annoying me.
Take it off. So that's it, day done. How do you find it, Em? Tough?
I don't actually know. I'm too tired today.
Tough little reps to finish the day, especially when I was already tired. But got it done, as per usual. And yeah, just on to tomorrow, hopefully. Big feed now. I think we've got tagliatelle.
Tagliatelle.
And then
Big bowl of tagliatelle.
big bowl of tagliatelle.
And some garlic bread.
And then bed, because I'm knackered. Whew. So summary, that was about 5.5k swim, then 10, 11k run, into a bit of housework and meetings, 90-minute cycle, and then back here for what's ended up being about a 50-minute run, but only about 7k. So yeah, long old day Tuesday, but managed. So yeah, hopefully that was a little bit of an insight, quite helpful and a little bit interesting of my day in the life, and especially doing it a little bit of it with Em. But yeah, I think if you did get any value, or if you did enjoy what you've seen, do hit subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.